Koppel, host of the Time for Coffee podcast, where you get first-hand career advice into the jobs and industries that interest you the most. And before we start today's show, I have a quick favor to ask you. If you haven't already, I'd be incredibly grateful if you give us a rating and a review on iTunes. And if you're like me, you need to do it now because you'll forget later and because it's the best way to help others who may be in search of career advice to find this free resource. So press pause if you haven't done it and do it right now. I'll wait. Thanks so much and enjoy today's show. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Dominic Vogel. In 2015, you founded your company, CyberSC. I have 2 final T4C questions for you, Dominic. I ask all of my guests these questions. The first one is, could you share a time in your professional life when you struggled? Maybe you even failed or face planted on the job. But the most important part of this story is how you persevered, and if there was a lesson that you learned in the process.
Yeah, I'd say the thing that story I always share is it was towards the end of my corporate career where I was feeling increasingly tired, jaded, cynical. I felt like I was losing touch with my inner self, and I decided to take a leap into entrepreneurialism. I knew nothing about being an entrepreneur. I'd never even thought about it. I always thought I was going to be, work my way up a corporate ladder kind of thing. And it was scary being an entrepreneur, being the sole person who brings income into the family, having young kids. And, it was scary to take that leap. But like I said, I persevered, and these past 6 years have been among the most amazing, both personally and professionally, and having gone through this self-discovery journey to really discover who I am. I was very, like I said, taking that leap I'm very, very blessed to have gone through that.
So what was the struggle? Was it after you left and getting the business up and running? Is that part of it?
I'd say it's part of it. I'd say that the main struggle, though, was that corporate destroyed who I was. The struggle was that I couldn't bring myself to go to work anymore. The struggle was that I lost my sense of identity and inner self and my inner purpose.
So it was, I guess, a lot of reflection and trying to figure out what your path forward would be.
Yeah, it was, like I said, my last almost 6 months in corporate was wandering, right? I lost who I was. And I was physically in an office, but I was not doing anything. I just lost myself. I rediscovered myself in an area where I never thought I would. And like I said, in that field of entrepreneurialism.
And how did you do that?
Just by immersing myself in things which I never really bothered to learn, things like relationship building, things like networking, things like developing a sales strategy, or saying, what would be my product offering or service offering? Who are we going to serve? Actually, having a sales call. I never had to do a sales call before I became an entrepreneur, trying to close the deal. I'll never forget the rush when I got my first client. By just learning so much about that and learning that I love public speaking, that I love speaking to others, that I love investing in relationships. Those are all things which corporate me, A, didn't like, or B, didn't really fully explore. So that is what sort of propelled me and keeps propelling me as an entrepreneur, is that every day I find out something new about myself.
Oh, that's fantastic. So really pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone helped you to uncover other parts of who you are.
Exactly. And that's why I said I always thought that the corporate version of me was the real me. But like I said, through these past 6 years as an entrepreneur and through the self-discovery, I've actually now realized who I was always meant to be, and that person who was inside me finally had the opportunity to come out.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of T4C. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching services for confused college students and recent grads, feel free to check out the Time for Coffee website under the coaching tab at time4coffee.org or text me at 202-236-5712. That's 202-236-5712.